So when you look at Bo Nix, what is your assessment of him?
Yeah, I think he's gotten better week in and week out. Throwing a lot of touchdowns, getting his playmakers the ball, making the plays last a little longer with his speed, and able to, like I said, make the throws down the field.
Denzel, in the fraternity of cornerbacks, where does Patrick Surtain stand?
Yeah, I think he's a top 5 corner for sure. He's a great cornerback, good for their team. Follow the number 1 guy for teams, and I think he's a real good player.
So where did you put yourself?
Myself, I put myself in number 1, but he like I said, he top 5. He top 5 for sure. Like I said, he's a great young corner and been dominant, and he plays well.
Denzel, the coach was saying that their size at the receiver position really stands out. Can you just talk about that and Sutton and how tough cover he might be?
Yeah, they got a lot of, like you said, taller receivers. Presents a different challenge than other teams that may be smaller or quicker, but good receivers are tall. Sutton, he's a good physical receiver, good at the catch point, and making those physical catches.
So what principles do you fall on then when you have a guy that's bigger than you? Do you try to be more physical with them and get into their body a little more?
I'll just play my technique, and everything else will take care of itself. Yeah.
This Thanksgiving week, how grateful are you? You've been through a couple of concussions. Able to be out there playing this game still, and it's such a highlight.
Yeah, I'm very grateful. I enjoy playing this game of football. And like you said, I had some concussions, but I haven't missed a game though. So I've been out there. So I've been enjoying it, playing with my brothers, and very grateful for that. Very grateful to be playing.
Denzel, how real is the altitude effect out there? And I mean, the fact that you guys are going a day earlier, do you think that's going to help?
I don't think it won't be much of a factor. We got an altitude room here too, so that we use and help our oxygen levels. And I mean, we've been playing well. So I think when we get out there, it won't be too big a factor.
Denzel, back to my question about top 5 quarterbacks. Who would round out your top 5?
I think
if you and Surtain are in the 5.
Right.
So give me 3 others.
This year or just in general? In general?
In your time in the NFL.
A time in the NFL? I think I had to sit down and say, but I would say just quickly off the top of my head, like me, Surtain, I would say Marshawn Lattimore, Jalen Ramsey. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, he's a great player. He's a great player. He's a great player. Guys, everybody's competing for the top 5, so he's a great player.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If we're going to do this, then let's do it.
Good. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Merry Christmas.
Hey guys, happy Thanksgiving. I know I'll see y'all to say Merry Christmas, but no, I think obviously I'm thankful for every day, but I know just for y'all, I'm thankful for y'all, right, for always challenging us, holding us up to a standard that you want to see your team too. So I'm very thankful for that, and I hope you all can find something singular that you're thankful for as well.
You talked about Sean, a couple weeks ago, obviously. What was him specifically, the impact he had on you? How do you can you measure what where he made the biggest impact on you?
I would just say his aura, right? His essence, him being authentically himself, and I think that won me over so much because from a head coach perspective, I haven't really seen that much personality in my head coach. Bruce Arians was a great example. He did have personality, but that was my first year with him, so it was kind of like a fill out process. I've known him since I grew up, but what Sean possessed was a leadership quality that was so important to our team at New Orleans Saints because, I've always put Drew on this pedestal, and I knew it was Drew's team, but in a sense, Sean was one of our biggest leaders, our biggest, our hardest workers, and definitely he was a leader among men, and that's how I put it. He was one of the best leaders I've been around.
Setting aside your personal feelings and respect and all that type of thing, what would it mean to go to Denver and beat them?
Well, we will be beating the Denver Broncos, right? And I think that is the main focus. But getting a win in this league is important, regardless of who the opponent is. And I know this is a great defense. I know that it's a young kid from Alabama that's playing some great football right now. So I think that would be an important win for the Cleveland Browns to go and scratch away a win in Denver.
How nice is it, though, for you to you always talk about that year that you had with Sean and Drew together and all the things that you learned. How nice is it for you to go sort of put that on display and show Sean that, you really took all of that stuff to heart and put it out on the grass?
Yeah, like Sean don't want me to prove nothing to him. What I'm doing right now is I'm taking it one play, one day at a time, and that's how my focus is. My focus is taking it one play at a time and executing that one play to the best of my abilities. So that's the most important thing in my mind right now.
Jameis, Jerry Jeudy has talked about the need to be patient as a receiver. The ball's not always going to come his way, even though everyone wants him. Why has he gotten more targets with you at quarterback?
Well, the simple thing, he's been open, and I think we've schemed up some great things to get him open, and he's just a great receiver. And when you doing what you're doing, like this is how I look at Cedric Tillman is our muscle receiver, and he gets in there, he blocks, he makes tough catches, makes run after the catch. But when you see your wide receiver one and Jerry Jeudy block, make effort plays for Nick Chubb, make effort plays for the offensive line, you know that he is embracing the entire part of being a football player. And I think Jerry Jeudy is one of the best football players I've played with. And when you encompass everything that it means to be a football player, the blocking on defense, the tackling, the details, things typically go your way. So he's been doing a great job of doing all phases, and I think that's why things are going his way.
Jameis, I hear you one play at one time, but would you like to be back here next year?
Man, of course, in terms of my family, right? When I think about my family, I think about moving my kids, my wife having to find new friends. I think anytime where you're able to solidify a role in a place and play good at that place, you like to be home. But however, that's out of my control. Again, my focus is on one play at a time, Jeff, and just stacking it up day after day after day.
But so have you found a home here? Are you comfortable in the Cleveland area? Never been up north before?
Well, you know, Jeff, I'm comfortable everywhere I go. Every room I step in, I'm comfortable. But no, I mean, I've truly embraced this city. You know, I love the hard nose. I love the beautiful trees. You know, and 3 months out the year. You know, it's truly everywhere I go. I always talk about when I have my introductory. I talk about like I'm grateful. And it's as simple as that, man. I'm grateful for, you know, the fans challenging me. I'm grateful for the fans lifting me up. I'm grateful for you all challenging me and lifting me up, man. It's a process that I really take to heart, man, because I feel like all of us are in this together, and that's just how I approach it.
Jameis, how do you see all the different modalities you use every single week and how much work you put in that regard, just with the altitude? Like, do you do anything differently to prepare for that, and getting the extra day out there, how important is that?
Yeah, I think it's important when you're going out there. You want to get a feel and see how you react when you're out there, you know, because nothing can really simulate it. But what the Cleveland Browns have done for us, man, we have an altitude room in-house. Right, so I'm going to be encouraging all my teammates to use that altitude room. I know I got my work in yesterday, right, and I'm probably going to get some more in throughout the week. So just taking all the resources that this organization allows us to have and making the most of it.
Do you do cardiovascular in that room? Is that what it's for?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got treadmills. We got some assault bikes. We got some skiing. You know, no pun intended. We can't ski, but the little ski thing.
So what, it simulates the high altitude?
Yeah, you should take a look at it, man. It's the first door to your right, and it's like it goes up to I don't know how long it goes up to, but you close, anyways, but you close it up, and it basically simulates the altitude.
Jameis had something of an NFL homecoming a couple weeks ago. We're not going to talk to Jerry until Friday. What do you think it's going to mean for him to go back to where his pro career began?
I think it's going to mean a lot, man, because, again, Jerry's an elite football player, and he loves this game. So I know he's going to be very grateful to go back into that building, and he's going to be hoping and desiring success. And it's my desire to give him the most success that's required for him to have on that day. So I'm going to be with him. You know, I got his back.
Hey, Jameis, with the backdrop of taking everything one play at a time, do you get more comfortable when you are able to string starts together, right? These made 4 starts already. I think it's the first time you started 4 games since, whatever, 2021.
Yeah.
So do you feel more comfortable out there playing play out?
Yeah, well, I think the key thing is you feel the offense, right? How is the offense working? You get a chance to watch, like, what are we good at? You know what I'm saying? What am I good at, right? And how can I say this all the time, how can I build on the positives and eliminate the negatives? So I think when you have more of a database to pick from to study, really, self-study is so important at the quarterback position, whether it's footwork, whether it's coverages, how defenses are playing you. You get just a bigger platform to study.
Jameis, along the lines of like taking everything at a time, we heard some of the stories just about, you know, you have the 2 turnovers in that game on Thursday, but you just kind of had you very positive on the sidelines, talking to your teammates, picking them up, saying you're going to be okay. Has that always been the way you kind of handled those situations, or did you have to kind of learn that as your career went on?
Yeah, I mean, again, that 2019 to 2020 year with Byron and Clyde as my quarterback coach, like I got so like we're not focusing on the outcomes, right? We're focusing on decisions and how we're executing, and I think that takes away so much weight from a quarterback's shoulder of like, oh man, this happened, oh that happened, because it's literally what I'm about to say. It's one play at a time, like, and it's as simple as that. And, you know, you look at some of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, man. If they have a tough game, you know, it's about what they do in that crunch time to lift their team up. It's about the complementary of their teammates, defense going out there getting a three play stop, getting us the ball back. It's Joe Batonio said, "Hey man, run behind me." You know, it's all of that put together to end up with a win. And anytime you end up with a win, everything is a little bit better.
Since the last time we saw you, you have become quite the internet sensation with mic'd up and, you know, diving into the snow and making snow angels and all that kind of stuff. What kind of feedback have you gotten? Have you heard from some people? How fun was that to bring that kind of energy and put that out there like that?
Man, like, that's just who I am, you know, and they just happen to get it on camera, you know, so if whoever watched it, I hope you enjoyed it, right? But, you know, I think it's just good for people to see people being who they truly are, right? So that encourages everyone to be who you are. John Batiste has a song that I sang with my boys. You can only be who you are. And that is so important, not worrying about other people, being grateful for other people, but not worrying about what other people got going on, but focusing on how can you be the best version of yourself every day.
Jameis, you sort of said after the game, you joked, are you a Cleveland Brown now? In the almost week since, do you feel like you're officially a Cleveland Brown now?
I do. I really do. I'm so grateful that we were able to get last week's victory, man. But, man, we're going to have to see that team again. You know, and I think that's the beautiful thing about this division. That's the beautiful thing about football is when you see a great battle and you have historic nights. And that was a historic night to me. It's probably not NFL history, but that was a historic night. There's definitely going to be some snow globes coming out soon. But after that, it's recuperate, focus on the main thing. What's the main thing? Going out there and playing the best football we could play against the Denver Broncos, who has a great defense, who has a great young quarterback that's from Alabama, that's doing some great things and has a great leader in Sean Payton that's leading.
You mentioned Bo there. Just how does Sean and what Sean's system is, how does that benefit a young kid? Well, he's not really young, but a rookie quarterback like him. How do you feel like it? I feel like Sean loves challenges, and I think that he had an eye for Bo probably 2 years ago. If you ask Sean, like, when did you think Bo Nix was going to be your quarterback? Sean can go to the date and the time. It's like, I knew at this time Bo Nix was going to be my quarterback. I think he just does a good job of playing to what his players' strength, coaching to what his players' strengths are, and we see that with Bo getting better and better every single week.
Whether it's you coming in, you know, it's 6 a.m.
Can you please repeat that? Because
whether it's you coming in like at 6 a.m. and you're reciting the play calls or getting in cardio or lifting or, you know, out on the field trying to run through stuff or taking a nap, like, do you have a set schedule every week of like the stuff you do, or is it just come naturally to you just doing any of those things when it hits you, hey, I need to brush up on this?
Yes, I have a plan. I'm a firm believer that you can either live by design or by default. I choose to live by design.
Monday night is the My Cause, My Cleats game. I know you'll be representing your foundation. Can you just talk a little bit about what that is and why that's something that's near and dear to your heart?
Yes, the Jameis Winston Dream Forever Foundation provides resources and opportunities for the disadvantaged youth by including technology, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math into these dream rooms that we build that provide students with 25 iPads, robotics, Legos. One of my most favorite things is about the creative part of the true dream forever. We all have a dream, but sometimes through growing up, our dreams can be capped by what we experience. So encouraging the kids by giving them smart boards on there that they sit down in, like it's whiteboards, being creative, never stop dreaming, never stop believing, and knowing that with God, undeniable faith, school, continuous learning and education, and 3, I can do anything I put my mind to. That's the dream forever perspective, that these kids will succeed no matter if they are a truck driver or NFL player.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you.